Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So far, we have been exploring Selenium, its features, and why it's so popular. But here is something a lot of beginners don't know. Selenium is not just a single tool, it's actually a suite of tools, each serving a different purpose. So today we are going to break it down and understand the different components of Selenium. So these are Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, that is remote control, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly how they fit together and which one are still relevant today. Okay, so here are these components of tool. So there are four components. Selenium is not a single tool, but a suite of tools, each designed for specific purpose in automation testing. So it consists of four main components. First one is Selenium IDE, which is nothing but a simple record and playback tool for beginners. So maybe we'll take some brief idea how this works in like today in any browser. Selenium RC, remote control, which is the legacy component for writing scripts, but now it's deprecated and which we are not able to use it now. The third is Selenium WebDriver. This is a core tool used for most real-world automation, providing direct control over browsers through the code. And the last one is Selenium Grid, so which enables parallel execution of tests across multiple machines and browsers, ideal for large projects and CI/CD pipelines. So understanding these components helps testers choose the right tool for the right task and see how they complement each other in a complete automation strategy. So now let's talk about it one by one in more detail. Okay, so the first one is Selenium IDE. So let's start with the Selenium IDE. So this is a simple tool that allows you to record and play back actions that you perform on a web application. So think of it like a tape recorder. You click, type, and navigate, and Selenium IDE records everything. So then you can play it back to repeat the same actions. So the best part, you don't need to know programming. So this makes it perfect for beginners like or people who want to automate tests quickly without writing any code. So it can be installed as a Chrome or a Firefox plugin. Okay, but remember, Selenium IDE is mainly for simple tests. So for complex and robust automation, we need something stronger. Okay, so let's dive into Firefox or Chrome. Maybe we'll try to download it. Okay, so if you want to download Selenium IDE, you can just like navigate to Selenium Dev, and then here you will see Selenium IDE, and then you can just click on the read more. Okay, and then here on top you will see the options. So first one is Chrome download, like which is not working nowadays, but yeah, maybe we will try. Okay, and the second one is Firefox, and then latest zip. Okay, so we can download this. So if you click on Chrome download, now if you see there is some warning we can see, and we can see this add to Chrome option disabled. So this extension is no longer available because it doesn't follow best practices for Chrome extension. Okay, so I think we won't be able to use it in Chrome. Okay, so but if you see in Firefox we have it. Okay, I already have downloaded it, so maybe I will just open Firefox, and then you will see there is an option added here which is Selenium IDE. So just you need to add it to the Firefox, and then the option will appear here. Okay, so just click on this. So let me just switch it the window. Okay, so once you click on this option, it will open up this page, like which is the extension Selenium IDE, and then here there are options to record new test in a new project, open an existing project, create a project, or close Selenium IDE. So I will just create a new project. So let's add testing project and then click on OK. And then you see the project name is created here, and then you can see here untitled, right? So I think you can just right click over it, and then if you want to rename, then you can rename as well. And simply you can start here recording. Okay, start recording. And now you have to provide the valid URL. So whatever the application you want to record, you need to provide that. Okay, so let's add it https. So I have added it like google.com, this one. Okay, so this is the correct one. So you need to add it right from https and then like this. Okay, and then click on start recording. So it will automatically open that URL. Okay, now it is recording, and let's say I will just see, you see right here Selenium IDE is recording. Okay, it's showing Selenium IDE is recording in red. And now let's add test automation framework. Okay, and then maybe we can try clicking on some links. Okay, let's click on this first link. It's a bit slow. Even you see Selenium IDE is slowing down Firefox. So maybe it's slowing down. Okay. Anyway, I will just stop it here. You see, just stop it. Okay, and then you see the like whatever the actions we have taken, you see the history here, right? Let me stop it from here. And it's stuck. Let me close it better. Okay, now maybe we can provide a Selenium test name. Let's say Selenium test. Okay, maybe for IDE. Okay, and then click on OK. Okay, so now if you want to run this test, you just need to select it, and then here you see run on all test, run current test. So if you have multiple tests, if you want to run those, you can simply run all test and then run current test. So just click on run test, and then you see it's opening google.com. Okay, hopefully, yeah, it will search test automation, and then like last time I just clicked on framework, but yeah, it has just like click enter after it, and now it has opened. So it's slow, but yeah, like this way we can use Selenium IDE. Okay, so but yeah, we don't use this generally, but yeah, I wanted to show you this. Okay, so this is about Selenium IDE. Okay, so let's move to the next point, which is Selenium RC. Okay, Selenium RC, which is nothing but Selenium remote control. So this was the earlier way of writing automation scripts before WebDriver existed. So it worked but had limitations, and now it's deprecated and outdated. So in simple words, RC worked so WebDriver could run. Okay, so you don't need to learn it today, but it's good to know the history. Okay, so this is deprecated. Okay, so let's move to the next component, that is the main component, which is Selenium WebDriver. So this is the star of the show, Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so this is the major component of Selenium and the one you will be using most of the time. So WebDriver is basically a library of predefined classes and methods that let you automate browsers. Okay, so it works directly with the browser without needing a middle server, making it faster and more efficient than RC, that is a remote control. And here is something important. So WebDriver is not a tool you install separately, it's an interface that you use through your code. So there are multiple methods, like for example, you will say driver.get https google.com and the browser will open Google instantly. So this driver is an instance of WebDriver interface and get is a WebDriver methods. So we have multiple methods such like that, but yeah, we will go through those in our upcoming tutorials. Okay, so almost all real world Selenium automation today happens with WebDriver. Okay, so this is the dev link. If you want to go through the documentation of WebDriver, you can just click on this link and then you will end up on this WebDriver page. Okay, and then you can learn some documentation. Okay, so the next component is Selenium Grid. So finally, let's talk about this. Okay, Selenium Grid is used when you want to run your automated test on multiple machines or browsers in parallel. Okay, so imagine you have written 100 test cases. So instead of running them one by one on your computer, Selenium Grid lets you distribute them across different machines, so they can run all at the same time. Okay, so this saves time and is a must for large projects or when working in continuous integration pipelines. So Selenium Grid always works together with the WebDriver, so you don't use it on its own. Okay, so maybe like we will go through this in the upcoming tutorials in more detail, like when we will discuss about our framework. So that time we will go through the Selenium Grid component. Okay, so again, so to let's summarize. So Selenium IDE is a record and playback tool for, like, mostly good for beginners. Mostly we are not using it, but for beginners it's a good for practice. Okay, the next is Selenium RC, which is old and outdated, and Selenium WebDriver has taken its place. So Selenium WebDriver is the main component now and used for almost all automation today. So Selenium Grid, like Selenium Grid runs test on multiple machines and browser in parallel. So together these form the Selenium suite of tools. So but in real world you will mostly be working with WebDriver and Grid. Okay, so in the next video we will deep dive into Selenium WebDriver, understand its architecture and actually start building more advanced scripts. Okay, so now it's your turn. In the comments below, tell me which Selenium component do you find most interesting and why. Do you prefer the simplicity of IDE or the power of WebDriver? So I would love to read your answers. Thanks for watching.